In early 2026, global gold prices climbed 70%, hovering near a record $5,000 an ounce. That valuation triggered a frantic, decentralized extraction boom across sub-Saharan Africa. This is an enormous industry. Artisanal and small-scale miners now produce roughly 20% of the world's entire gold supply. But this massive workforce operates almost entirely off the books. They bypass national tax systems and rely heavily on mercury amalgamation, a highly toxic chemical process used to separate gold particles from crushed ore. We can see exactly what this unregulated chaos looks like by examining the Kakonji crisis in Zambia. In mid-2025, prospectors discovered a highly concentrated deposit, and within weeks, thousands of independent miners descended on the remote district. Operating without safety protocols or engineered supports, they dug narrow, unstable shafts into the earth. In June of that year, a catastrophic slope failure buried and killed 6 miners. The Zambian government responded with direct force. They deployed the military to clear the site and dismantle the illicit trading markets that had sprouted up around it, resulting in violent, deadly clashes with the prospectors. Deploying the army restored physical order, but security sweeps are an expensive, temporary fix. When an ounce of gold is worth $5,000, people will keep digging. To capture the billions of dollars leaking out of the country, a state has to stop policing the mines and start structuring them into legitimate businesses. Other African nations have tried to organize this sector before. Ghana and the Democratic Republic of Congo established state-owned companies to act as the sole central buyers for artisanal gold. But these programs often stumble on execution. In 2024, the DRC set a target to channel 12 tons of artisanal gold through its state trading office. They managed to export only 1.75 tons. The primary reason for that massive shortfall is an economic hurdle known as the pricing trap. This chart illustrates the problem. On the right, the high cash rate from black market buyers. On the left, the noticeably lower official state purchase price. Smugglers evade corporate taxes and export duties, leaving them enough margin to pay miners a higher cash rate. If a government's buying price cannot compete with local smugglers, laws and mandates mean very little. The workforce will naturally follow the highest bidder. Zambia studied these past failures and designed an institutional workaround. In May 2026, they incorporated a new entity called Kayalo Goldfields Limited. Instead of a purely state-run bureaucracy, they built a hybrid joint venture. The Zambian state holds a 51% controlling stake, ensuring regulatory oversight. They partnered with a private, DRC-based company holding the remaining 49%, bringing active exploration and processing expertise. Before moving a single piece of heavy equipment onto the Kikombe site, the venture issued 90 legal letters of offer to local mining cooperatives. They officially converted illegal squatters into recognized commercial suppliers. Then they addressed the physical dangers. The venture is mandated to introduce semi-mechanized equipment like systematic drilling rigs and excavators, replacing dangerous hand-dug shafts with stabilized, engineered open-pit mines. This mechanization directly solves the pricing trap. Machine extraction captures a much higher volume of gold per ton of ore than manual panning. Even if the cooperatives sell their gold at the slightly lower official state price, their total revenue increases because their yield is so much larger. Zambia also integrated an environmental framework into the deal. They partnered with the Planet Gold Initiative, a program designed to completely eliminate toxic mercury use in small-scale mining. Kayalo Goldfields uses a market pull incentive to enforce this. They guarantee consistent, transparent pricing exclusively to cooperatives that adopt these certified, mercury-free concentration technologies. The state is actively restructuring the market's incentives so that legal extraction becomes safer, yields more material, and ultimately puts more money in the miners' pockets than smuggling ever could. The upgrades at the extraction site are only the first step. Historically, raw gold mined along the Zambia-Congo corridor is smuggled out and exported as low-purity doré, leaving the actual refining profits to international hubs in the UAE or Switzerland. Kayalo Goldfields' ultimate objective is to build domestic processing and refining infrastructure to stop that capital flight. By refining the metal locally, Zambia captures the premium financial spread between raw mixed ore and internationally tradable high-purity bullion. This is a crucial defense mechanism for the national economy. For over a century, Zambia has relied heavily on copper exports, leaving its budget highly vulnerable to single commodity price shocks. Formalizing gold provides a secondary economic engine. African central banks are now using this locally sourced formalized gold as a monetary tool to directly build up their national foreign exchange reserves. A multi-billion-dollar informal economy cannot be defeated with paper permits and police raids. To successfully regulate an artisanal gold rush, a government has to build a physical supply chain that outperforms the black market it wants to replace.